Belgium is celebrating winning its first group game against Panama at the FIFA World Cup by 3-0. The Red Devils, as they're known, are one of the teams to watch at the tournament with a number of superstar players. The SABC's Jack Parrock is in Brussels for us. Thanks very much, Jack. What's been the reaction in Belgium to that win last night?
Well, I think the initial reaction, to be honest, has been relief. There's a lot of expectation on this Belgium side. They're called the Golden Generation. Around 10 years ago, huge amounts of money was invested in a programme here in Belgium to build their players up, and now we see some of the best players in the world coming out of this country. Romelu Lukaku scoring twice last night, the Manchester United striker, getting his shooting boots in on the first game. Dries Mertens, who plays for Napoli, a very highly rated attacking midfielder, also scoring. It took them a while to break down Panama, who were one of the lowest ranked teams in the World Cup. They didn't score until the second half, but then once they did, they got 3 goals. And the fans here are obviously delighted. They have high expectations for this team, for this Belgium team. They expect them to go a long way into this competition.
So what's the expectation? How will they build on this success going forward?
Well, their next game is now against Tunisia, who played England last night. The English team came right out and really took it to Tunisia in the first 20-30 minutes, but struggled with the sort of physical play that the Tunisians were putting on them. There have been many calls of sort of penalties against the England striker Harry Kane. And you'll expect that the Belgian team will be looking at that style of play, wondering whether or not they can counter it, what they can do about it. We'll expect the Tunisian team to do similar things to Romelu Lukaku, who's obviously going to be crucial for goal scoring for the Belgium side. But with both Belgium and England winning their initial games, the pressure will now be on that final game between the two of them in the same group, which will come next Thursday. And there will be pressure on both sides, both managers, to do well. The winner of that game is likely to win the group and progress to the next stages.
I know you're supposed to be objective, Jack, since you're a journalist, but which of the two teams has the mental tenacity to make it through?
Well, I may be an objective journalist, but I'm also an Englishman, so I would hope that the England team will be able to get through and do as well as they can. But having adopted Belgium as my second home after the last few years, I'll also sort of be supporting them in some way. The Belgian team certainly have the quality and the class. They have a real depth of player. From their back players, Vincent Kompany, they're hoping that he's going to be fit for future games, and playmakers like Kevin De Bruyne and Eden Hazard. But they're reaching sort of latter years. A lot of these are coming into their late 20s and early 30s, some of these players. So really this could be their last opportunity to make a big mark in a World Cup. The Belgian team has been knocked out in the quarterfinals of both the Euro Championships 2 years ago and the World Cup 4 years ago. Here, it's no underestimation to say that they want at least a semi-final position, even a final or a win. That's really the pressure that's been putting on this team. The England team, a much younger team, a much fresher team, really don't have that kind of pressure. And if they continue to play the same kind of expansive and exciting football that we saw in the first 20 minutes of the game last night, then there are expectations that they could be a real threat at the World Cup as well. But we'll have to wait and see how the coming group games go. Of course, now also looking at some of the other teams that have played, Germany losing, Brazil not managing to win their game, the door's looking wide open for some of these other teams.
Indeed. Well, we'll watch that space. Thanks very much, Jack. That was Jack Parrock reporting live from Brussels.